Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today, let's talk about Bitcoin. Of course, I want to give you guys a little, update. What is exactly happening right now with Bitcoin? Because you guys can just clearly see that yes, Bitcoin is in fact having a pump right now to the upside, holding strong above $43,000. And in today's video, I want to talk about, pretty much why Bitcoin is all of a sudden having this pump up to the upside. And yes, if you guys haven't seen my most previous video, I talked about pretty much a crash that's coming for Bitcoin potentially, very, very soon in the next few days or weeks. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm not going to explain why I think Bitcoin's going to have a crash coming very, very soon, but pretty much guys, if you want to know why personally I think Bitcoin's going to have a crash, you should definitely check out that video and come back to this one. But anyways, yes, Bitcoin right now is pumping, and I still believe, okay, in the next few days, next few weeks even, right, very, very soon, very shortly, we will potentially most likely see Bitcoin having another correction back down to the downside. Okay, so check out that video, my most previous video that I uploaded a couple of hours ago. If you haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out, right? It's pretty interesting. But yeah, Bitcoin right now is pumping above $43,000. Right now, it's currently holding strong at 43.4. Pretty much $43.5 thousand. So yes, you guys clearly see Bitcoin is continuing to pump up to the upside, which is great to see. We're in fact in the 4-hour time frame. You guys can just clearly see that yes, Bitcoin is clearly forming, right? An uptrend, right? You guys can just clearly see that. Okay, just last week we know Bitcoin was pretty much consolidating at this level 40k, and then a break out of it. You guys can clearly see that, right? And it just continued to pump up to the upside. Yesterday, we didn't really see Bitcoin, even, the entire crypto market, performing too well, right? Not much movements were in fact happening yesterday, but today it seems like, a fair few movements is happening in the crypto market. So Bitcoin is up above 43k, and other altcoins, you guys can clearly see, right, are in fact pumping. It's looking pretty good today, I must say. You guys can see the global crypto market cap is now back up at 1.66 trillion. And overall, the market today is pretty much up over 2.5%, right? So it's looking pretty good today, right? Way better than yesterday. So yes, for the past, 24 hours, Bitcoin is up, 2.8%, Ethereum, 2%, great to see for Ethereum, back up at 2.3K, which is great to see for ETH. Solana, 7%, okay, that's not surprising, okay. Solana has been absolutely skyrocketing, we know that, right? For the past few weeks, few months, we know, okay, Solana has been absolutely skyrocketing. Now it's above, $100. Just yesterday it was at $97. Now it's at $104. So yes, Solana is continuing to pump up to the upside, which is great to see for Solana. XRP 1%, Cardano, 7.6%, not too bad. Avalanche 4.5%, not too bad as well. Polkadot 2%, Chainlink 3.2%, Polygon 2.6%. So you guys get the gesture, right? Fair few altcoins, for the past 24 hours are in fact continuing to pump up to the upside. So it's looking pretty good for the crypto market today. Overall, we are in fact seeing a lot of greens, right? You guys can just clearly see that. So it pretty much is in fact a green day today, right? So that's amazing. Okay, that's amazing to see. And you guys can see the market's now up 3%, right? So that's, looking way better than yesterday. But yes, this is pretty much why, guys, Bitcoin is pumping. Obviously, okay, people out there, who knows, right? Maybe institutions, we know a fair few institutions are in fact buying a lot of Bitcoin, right? A lot of Bitcoin, right? But this is one of the reasons potentially why Bitcoin is pumping. So the Bitcoin price rises back above $43,000 as market expects another Fed rate pause this week. So Jerome Powell is potentially, pausing another rate for this week, right? Fed rate for this week. Okay, he's pausing it. So potentially, this is potentially why we are in fact seeing Bitcoin having a rise today. And of course, someone out there is clearly buying, a lot of Bitcoins, right? They're accumulating. Okay, and I know for a fact it's institutions. So that's that. But yeah, let's get into these Bitcoin charts, guys. For all of you guys, okay, listen carefully now. For all of you guys that is still waiting for a $12,000 Bitcoin, you're going to be waiting forever. If you guys have in fact been watching my videos, back in 2022, bad times, that's when Bitcoin was absolutely, dropping, having a crash. The entire crypto market was absolutely collapsing. Okay, one of, honestly, like, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree that this was literally one of the worst bear markets ever in Bitcoin history. Okay, 2022, that bear market was insane, I must say. It was bad times, right? But yeah, at that time back in 2022, when we saw Bitcoin dropping, right, it went from 69K all the way down to around $15,000. Okay, I think that was in fact it's a bottom. And then after the Bitcoin, we saw Bitcoin reach 15K, it started to move back upwards, right? We know what happened just last year in 2023. Bitcoin was obviously forming a uptrend. You guys can clearly see that. But I remember back in 2022, a lot of people were in fact predicting. I myself, okay, I'm going to be, honest with you guys. I myself as well, I was predicting that we're going to see a 12K Bitcoin potentially, right? But its bottom was pretty much 15K to 16K, right? So we didn't really see Bitcoin reach 12K, right? And a lot of people out there are still waiting to see Bitcoin go below, to $12,000. And I'm telling you guys right now, you're going to be waiting forever. We will no longer see Bitcoin below 20K ever again. We will no longer see Bitcoin at 20K, right? Like even at 30K, I don't think, this is coming from me now, I don't think we'll ever see Bitcoin, below $30,000 ever again, okay, in Bitcoin history. I think that's over with, right? We know a bull run is obviously right around the corner. We know the Bitcoin halving event is also right around the corner, right? Like what can cause Bitcoin to drop this much back down to 20K or below 20K, right? So understand, guys, okay, Bitcoin is never going to 12K, never going back to like 20K to even 30K, right? I don't think that's gonna happen, right? It's possible, but very, very unlikely to happen. Okay, now yes, talking about this Bitcoin crash is coming up. Personally, I think Bitcoin is gonna potentially drop back down to 39K to maybe even 38K or even 35. We will see, right? But I know another correction is coming for Bitcoin, a last correction, and then from there on, Bitcoin's gonna flip the switch and it's gonna pretty much go all ups from there, pretty much, right? That's just personally where I see Bitcoin heading. Like I said, if you guys haven't seen my most previous video, you should definitely check it out. But that's that. Moving on, Bitcoin is doing bull market things, and this chart just clearly shows you guys, okay, seems like Bitcoin is forming pretty much I wouldn't say the exact same pattern, but a similar pattern to what it did back in 2017. So you guys can clearly see to the left here, 2017, we saw Bitcoin having this correction down to the downside and then flip the switch and it absolutely pumped up to the upside, right? And this was in fact a support line, right? A support level. And that's exactly what we are in fact seeing right now for Bitcoin right this second, right? For 2024. So potentially, okay, we're going to see Bitcoin continue to rise up to the upside, potentially reaching up to over 50K. We will see, right? So that's that. Get ready for that, okay? For all my Bitcoin holders out there, get ready for us to see Bitcoin reach, back up to its previous all-time highs, which was around 69K, and of course, reaching a new all-time high towards the end of this year in 2024. I'm telling you this right now, and I know I keep repeating myself in this one, but I'm telling you this right now, towards the end of this year, mark my words, towards the end of this year in 2024, we're going to see Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high, potentially $100,000. Okay, and guess what? That's obviously going to, shock a lot of people. Okay, Bitcoin, guys, this year alone in 2024, especially next year in 2025, right? Because next year in 2025, we're gonna, that entire year, we're pretty much gonna, be in a bull market, right? Where we're just gonna see a lot of pumps happening, just like we saw in 2021 and 2017, right? That's what we're gonna see for 2025. Bitcoin is going to shock a lot of people. This next upcoming bull market is going to be completely different compared to what we have been seeing in our previous bull markets. This one that's coming up, guys, okay, for this year in 2024, and of course 2025 is going to be completely different. And I'm telling you this right now, it's going to shock a lot of people. Bitcoin will potentially reach 100K to 200K to even 300K, right, in the next bull market. Okay, just you guys wait. 2025 is going to be an amazing year, okay, for us to see Bitcoin reaching over 200K to potentially $300,000. It's possible, guys, okay, and it's going to shock a lot of people. So be prepared for that, right? And speaking about the next bull run that's coming up for Bitcoin, we know the Bitcoin halving event is about to happen and Bitcoin Launchpad is ready, right? And this chart just clearly shows you guys that Bitcoin is ready for the next bull run, right? But I really do believe potentially we're going to see a correction, a small correction, okay, potentially back down below 40K, and then it's just going to continue to pump up from there, guys. Okay, that's just personally my opinion. All right, everyone has their own opinions, but that's just personally my own opinion. But yes, this chart just clearly shows you guys that, the next, few years, of course, 2024 to 2025, Bitcoin is ready to, reach back up to its previous all-time highs, and of course, reach a new all-time high. So get ready for that, you guys, okay? Because Bitcoin, okay, is about to have a breakout. But yes, this chart just clearly shows you guys the long-term bull run, okay? So this is where we are right now for Bitcoin. And you guys clearly see the halving event is obviously right around the corner. We know that, okay? Potentially in April, right? But understand, guys, when we have this, halving event for Bitcoin, we're not going to see Bitcoin pump straight away, right? We don't see Bitcoin pump straight away, right? We never really, see that for Bitcoin. Okay, you got to give it a few weeks time to a few months time even, and then that's when Bitcoin starts to gain back its momentum and starts pumping like crazy. So understand the halving is some exciting times, and then the bull run will officially happen. Okay, and this chart is showing that potentially we're going to see Bitcoin at 500K, but I don't think this upcoming bull run, okay, slash bull market for Bitcoin, we're not going to see Bitcoin at 500K. Personally, I think max we're going to see at like 300K, right? That's just personally my opinion. I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin at 500K. If it does, then that's going to be amazing, right? But highly doubt it, right? I highly doubt it. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. We're going to see where Bitcoin, okay, is going to be heading in the next, few days. We're going to see if Bitcoin actually potentially has another, correction down to the downside, or is it going to continue to pump up to the upside? I will obviously keep you guys, keep you guys updated. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below what is your personal thoughts, where you guys potentially see Bitcoin heading short term. But yeah, let me know. I'd love to know. But on that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.